Hey, this is a mistake that was made on reassembly of this gun. What would happen is that you would have the magazine in and have it on fire and pull the trigger, pull, and the hammer would not fire. And you know, a lot of people, they take the gun apart, put it back together, and the same thing happens. And it's actually a really common problem on reassembly. So this gun is empty, the chamber's no round in it. I can double check it. I've only got one hand here, but put the magazine in. Okay, we'll pull it back. I'm going to set this on pause for a second so we can see it's empty. Okay, you can look down in there. There's no round, empty magazine. Close the bolt, and for disassembly you need to dry fire the gun. So if the gun won't dry fire, which is the case with this gun, what you got to do is you have to get the hammer to rotate forward. So to do that, with the magazine in, and you know the gun's empty and it's on fire, you need to pull the trigger. And if you got like a dead blow hammer or something, that'll work. This table is wood table with cardboard over the top. So I just took it and hit it hard, really hard, like 5 or 6 times repeatedly while holding the trigger straight down. And you'll have enough inertia to get the firing pin, the hammer, to rotate forward. So once that's forward, the problem with this gun was when you get to the point of takedown, it's on fire, you pull out the tab on the back, you go to rotate this out, this would stop right here. And it was catching on the hammer here. So now it swings out, it swings all the way out. But we still have to look at why the gun wasn't firing. So I'm not going to pull the pin out and take the barrel off. Everybody, I'm sure you've already done that. I mean, this is just to show a common mistake. So what's going on is, if you look at the gun, see if we can get the light here. But if you look down inside here, there is a little pin. You got the hammer in there that's silver colored, and there's a little black pin right there in the middle. If I flip this forward, now you see the pin a little better. It's pointed straight up, but you know, the gun's considered straight down. So for reassembly, when you get it all together, you need to do a rotate. What's going on is this gun, the pin was left down. Okay, it's left down like that, and then this was flipped shut, and that's not going to work. So there's a spring in here. You can see a spring right in here. And this spring is what is the spring action for the hammer. Okay, so you might, if you take this apart and you can't get this pin back in, that hammer, which is down inside here, you can see it's silver colored. That hammer, you may have to like take a screwdriver and press against it while you pull the trigger. You'll have to put the magazine back in, hold the trigger in, and you press it, and then you'll be able to get the hammer to it'll go ahead and rotate back forward. Then you can get this pin in. Otherwise this won't swing down and close because it'll hit that hammer. So what you got to do, it's pretty easy. You can see the little black pin down in there. Just rotate. It goes right here where my thumb is pointing. There's a little silver dot. That's actually a little cup. That's the top side of the spring. So the pin has to go in there. So let's take the gun. Well, it's pointed down, bring it to about right there, and then rotate it barrel up, and then just go ahead, close it the rest of the way, like that. Now you can go ahead and put the magazine back in it, and we'll cock the gun and we'll make sure it fires, and if it fires, then that means that it's lined back up with the spring. So we'll take a look here. It's open, it's on fire, and there you go. That's what's going on. So hope that helps, and watch the video. And it's just something I came across that a lot of people might help it, because when I saw on discussion posts, there's post after post after post of the same thing, people pulling the trigger and nothing's happening. So might be a couple other things, but this is just one thing that I just noticed. So just do that rotate and everything should line right up.